video game rivalries. Is there any other type of video game rivalry more legendary than the one between Mario and Sonic? And I'm not talking mascot versus mascot or one character versus another. I'm talking a pantheon of characters against another pantheon. Two iconic teams of fighters. There is one duo that I can name, and this rivalry is between Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter.
The rivalry between Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat. Today, we have a large selection of characters from both games duking it out to see who will win this total war. For Team Street Fighter, we have Ryu, Ken, Chun-Li, M. Bison, Cammy White, Blanca, Guile, E. Honda, Juri, and Akuma.
And for Team Mortal Kombat, we have Scorpion, Sub-Zero, Mileena, Shao Kahn, Sonya Blade, Reptile, Goro, Johnny Cage, Raiden, and Liu Kang. Today we find out which fighting game takes the trophy. For this bout, we will have both teams composite, so that means any and all official material released by Capcom and Midway/NetherRealm Studios will be taken into account. With all rules understood, it's time to rewind Rumble.
Let's roll out Team Street Fighter by starting off with the face of the franchise, Ryu. Donning his sleeveless white gi and his red headband, Ryu wanders the globe, seeking worthy foes to fight and to understand what it means to be a true warrior. He was trained under Goken, and he has learned many techniques such as the Hadouken, Shoryuken, and Tatsumaki Senpukyaku, and that last one isn't as difficult to pronounce as everyone makes it out to be.
Of course, after witnessing the death of his master, Ryu tapped into his Satsui no Hado, which translates to murderous intent. Ryu first felt this power during his fight with Sagat in the first World Warrior tournament. It made him perform a bursting Shoryuken that literally cut open Sagat's chest, which is where his signature scar came from. This power can allow him to transform into Evil Ryu. Evil Ryu is powerful enough to bust through mountains, and all the techniques he learned became much darker and much more deadly. However, if Ryu is able to maintain control of himself during this state, he can achieve an even greater form, known as Mu no Ken, aka the power of nothingness. Wait, that doesn't make any sense. What's he going to do with nothing?
While in this form, Ryu's thoughts become clear and gains a physical and mental boost in all categories. He is able to launch a powerful Shinku Hadouken beam and can move insanely fast. This is essentially Ultra Instinct before Ultra Instinct. Ryu has also been able to put up a good fight against Azura for a little while, which is insane. Next up, we have Ryu's friendly rival, Ken. Ken Masters was trained alongside Ryu under Goken's teaching. He learned some of the same fighting techniques as Ryu, but he is also able to tack on some serious firepower to these attacks, both literally and figuratively, as Ken's iconic attacks such as the Hadouken and the Shoryuken now have fire added onto them. He is also able to directly scale to base Ryu as he battled him on multiple occasions. Ken is a very skilled fighter, but he can be a bit cocky from time to time. Ken also has a less iconic evil form that is achieved after being brainwashed by M. Bison, creating Violent Ken. Unlike Ryu, Violent Ken is powered by M. Bison's Psycho Power, which makes him more powerful and violent given the name.
Moving on, let's discuss Chun-Li. Fun fact, Chun-Li was the first ever playable female fighting game character. She often takes fights extremely seriously, but is still very well-meaning. She may pale in comparison to other Street Fighter characters when it comes to strength, but speedy attacks with her long legs is what she's all about. She can spin her legs to twirl around like a helicopter, which in my opinion is far more natural than a fox twirling two tails around to fly. She also could perform something known as a Hikiretsukiku, which is probably easier to do than to pronounce correctly. If you want layman's terms, they're pretty much lightning kicks. They're just a fast, unleashed flurry of kicks that cause a lot of damage. Thanks to how long her legs are, she has pretty good range even without her projectile attacks.
Yes! It's time to discuss M. Bison. M. Bison was trained in the art of soul power by the Gypsies, which he used to get rid of all the good inside of him, to become nothing but pure evil, turning the art of soul power into psycho power. Some of his most notable attacks include Psycho Shot, Psycho Crusher, and the easily spammable Evil Stomp, and don't even get me started on that slide kick. Like, my god, I have lost so many matches because of that. This man was smart enough to build a machine to drain Ryu's power and use it to destroy a city. But in my opinion, the worst thing this man has ever done was murder his own parents in cold blood as a young lad. Like, Jesus, dude. Bison can also activate his final Bison form, which gives him a huge physical boost statistically. His only weakness is his high arrogance, and his psycho power can get so powerful to where his body can't handle it, especially in his final Bison form.
Next up, we got Cammy White, also known as Killer Bee. Cammy has extensive training thanks to her time as an assassin and the training she received from Delta Red Forces. Like Chun-Li, she has many powerful kicking moves, though she has more variety in her moves as she also combines them with a few punches. Her hooligan combination attack allows her to not only launch herself towards her enemy, but also perform additional attacks during the move, such as the cannon strike and fatal leg twister, hence the combination part of the attack.
Next up we have Blanka. Don't let this man's appearance fool you. He is very passive and docile, but when caught in a fight he can act like a wild animal and fight out of pure rage. Due to living off electric eels, Blanka gained the ability to manipulate electricity. He can surround himself with electricity, turn into a giant pillar of electricity, and can create electricity shockwaves with a mighty roar. He is extremely tough, but was trained by the worst person possible, Dan Hibiki. This is the last man you want as your teacher.
And now it's time for the man whose theme goes with anything, Guile. Guile is a loyal military man who hides a lot of suppressed rage inside of him, and if you're wondering why that is, it's due to the loss of Charlie. As for his techniques, he knows many techniques from his Sonic Boom, Strike Eagle, and his iconic Flash Kick. His Sonic Boom is fast enough to break the sound barrier, and being a major in the United States Air Force, it gives him plenty of experience on the battlefield.
Continuing on, we have E. Honda. Edmund Honda is a sumo wrestler who wishes to show the world the greatness of his fighting. Some of his best moves include the sumo headbutt, 100-hand slap, sumo smash, and arguably his most powerful attack is the salt toss, where he tosses salt at his foes. Truly an attack that can even take down the one above all. I wonder how Team Mortal Kombat is going to defend against such an attack. E. Honda is also durable enough to survive constant spinning pile drivers from Zangief, as he used him to destroy M. Bison's fortress. Most impressively though, he was thrown into orbit by Hakan to destroy a meteor, so even if you give this guy a taste of his own medicine, it won't even matter.
Next up, we have Juri Han. Juri is a member of Sin. She's a brutal and sadistic fighter and relishes in inflicting pain upon others. Her most notable attacks include the likes of the Fuhajin, Shaikusen, Tensenrin, and Senpusha, as well as many other attacks built for causing pain. She can keep up and even outpace the likes of Cammy, Chun-Li, Guile, and more.
And last but not least, we have the one and only Akuma. Unlike Ryu, Akuma welcomed the evil power of the Satsui no Hado. He can harness the power of his Satsui no Hado to perform many different techniques, such as the Go Hadouken, Go Shoryuken, and the Tatsumaki Zenku Kyaku. Okay, seriously, why does everybody make a big deal of these pronunciations? This stuff is so easy to pronounce, I can do it in my sleep. Anyway, all three of these moves are amplified and evil versions of Ryu and Ken's iconic attacks. He is also able to do some insane stuff like shattering an entire island with a single punch, splitting Ayer's rock in half in Australia, jumping to the ocean surface in 3 seconds from 4,000 feet below while destroying a submarine, and literally leaping into the land above the clouds. Forget Street Fighter, this is Cloud Fighter now.
But arguably his most iconic attack is known as the Raging Demon, aka the Shun Goku Satsu. Wow, I didn't think Goku would be involved in creating a martial art so evil, but then again, this could have been created by Goku Black, so there's that. Geez, this is the second time we've referenced DBZ, and anyway, with the Raging Demon, he charges at his opponent, the screen fades to black, and a flurry of attacks are unleashed upon the opponent's soul. When the lights come back on, his opponent is on the ground, with the lights probably off in between his eyes, all battered and defeated.
This move literally takes the opponent's sins and makes them turn against their soul, ultimately killing them. This is all just in his base form, by the way, as he is also able to tap deeper into the Satsui no Hado, becoming Shin Akuma. In this form, he was able to destroy a whole meteor that would have destroyed planet Earth, but he still has one final form. When he fully gives in to the Satsui no Hado, he becomes the demonic Oni. Oni gains a plethora of new moves and becomes so powerful, he fought the one and only Azura for 500 years straight to a standstill. But he still wouldn't stand a chance against E. Honda's Salt Throw, by the way, like, let's be real here. Alright, in all seriousness, however, with an arsenal like this easily makes Akuma the most powerful character on this roster and possibly the entire Street Fighter universe as a whole.
And now that Team Street Fighter is out of the way, let's discuss Team Mortal Kombat. And of course, we can't start this any other way by talking about the face of the franchise, Scorpion. Hanzo Hasashi was once a warrior of the Shirai Ryu clan, but he was then killed by an ice ninja known as Sub-Zero, and then resurrected by Quan Chi. But he wasn't resurrected as his old normal self, he was resurrected as a hellspawn named Scorpion. He seeked revenge on Sub-Zero for killing his family, only to learn that the real killer was Quan Chi. As for his techniques and abilities and weapons, he can teleport, perform various fire-based fighting techniques, he wields a sword, he can summon hellfire, and use his iconic spears while saying the most iconic line. I'm sure you could guess what that line is.
Next up we have Sub-Zero, Grandmaster of the Lin Kuei clan. Kuai Liang took on the likes of death himself. He did this to redeem his own clan after the evils committed by Sector. You know how Scorpion can manipulate fire? Well, Sub-Zero can manipulate ice. He can freeze his enemies, use ice clones to trick his opponents, freeze the floor beneath them, use his ice powers to create weapons, and much more. Moving on, we have Mileena. The evil Shao Kahn wanted a daughter that wouldn't hate him like his adopted daughter, so he had Shang Tsung create him a new one. Using Shao Kahn's adopted daughter's DNA and some Tarkatan DNA, Shao Kahn's supposed successor, Mileena, was born. Mileena can throw sais charged with purple energy, teleport, roll into a ball, and she even goes as far as to eat her opponent's face and neck with those awful teeth she has there. I wonder if she's ever been to a dentist.
Next up is the ruler of the Outworld, who's existed for millennia, Shao Kahn. However, he is struggling to take over the Earth realm due to the strict rules of Mortal Kombat. Shao Kahn is easily one of the most deadliest and evil characters in the series. He can use telekinesis, summon weapons, and create green portals to either escape or trap his foes via battlefield removal. He's even demonstrated the ability to regenerate, as seen when he healed an entire hole in his chest. He's also able to merge realms, with magic making him insane in terms of power, and is able to dodge Raiden's lightning. I can see where the arrogance shines now.
Next up, we have Sonya Blade. As an officer of the Special Forces, Sonya is a serious and hard cop who never takes break time and stood up in the Mortal Kombat tournament to defend the Earth realm. For someone who looks like your average cop, she's quite strong, but obviously not as powerful as Joe Swanson. That title will never be beaten by anyone else. But hey, Sonya is pretty good too. She has access to many different grenades and drones, can toss powerful energy rings, and can even call in a turret. And you know what they say about Sonya? Sonya can really put it on ya.
Moving on, we have Reptile. Reptile is the last surviving member of his own race. With his home realm destroyed ages ago, under the command of Shao Kahn, Reptile would do anything, kill anyone, just to bring his realm back. Reptile can manipulate slime, use camouflage, uses claws for impactful combat, can create a cloud of poison gas, and can even use his own concentration to make time slow down from his perspective.
Next up, we have Goro. Goro has 4 arms, and we all know that 4 hands are always better than 2. He can project green energy from his hands, use his fangs to stab his opponents, and he can breathe fire.
Moving on, we have Johnny Cage. Johnny is a B-list celebrity whose career began to kick off when he was 28 years old. He now fights to not only protect the Earth realm, but to also prove to the world that he's not just good at fighting on TV. Johnny knows various techniques from the Mimic ability, Shadow Kick, Force Ball, and his iconic Nut Punch. The Nut Punch is a cheap shot attack, enough said there.
What's with all these lightning users being called Raiden? Well, we will probably find that out another time, but for now, let's discuss Mortal Kombat Raiden. Raiden is most iconically known for manipulating electricity, and is known as the God of Thunder. Sorry Thor, but there's a new thunder-based god in town. Raiden can use electricity as a powerful attack, or even use it to teleport. He can even use it to supercharge his staff to make it even more powerful. He is also able to go toe-to-toe with Shao Kahn and shake planets to their core. Hopefully Raiden won't make the same mistake Thor did and actually go for the head.
And last but certainly not least, we have the one and only Liu Kang. Liu Kang is the supposed chosen one who defeated the likes of Shang Tsung. Kang is equipped with a dragon sword and the talisman of the Kafala Warlocks. He can manipulate fire in many different ways. He can manipulate yin and yang, and can even fight well with his nunchucks. He is easily on par with the likes of Raiden, and becomes immortal in his fire god form. He achieves this form when merging with Raiden, and has lightning of Raiden combined with the fire technique of Liu Kang. He can create a giant dragon that resembles the logo of Mortal Kombat itself.
Overall, both teams have a wide cast of characters from both franchises, each with their own unique skills and powers. Every single one of them is a skilled fighter in their own right. But now the question becomes this: which team will come out on top?
And now, let's get ready for the fight This battle will take place on Earth, and remember, there is no prep time. Let the battle begin!
I'll take you on.
Let us begin.
Do not hesitate.
You face your death. Get over here!
That was a very difficult fight. You lack focus.
Get Test my patience. I've killed better warriors. Feel the chill of despair.
You can't escape! Sorry, darling. Go ahead, guided Shao Kahn's death! I'm not done yet! That's good kung fu.
I will give you death. Don't make me laugh. Kneel down. That was pathetic.
Don't know when to quit, do ya? Here! Over here! Get down! Mission complete.
Go on, attack me! Watch your tongue or I'll have it. Yeah! Gotta be kidding me. Now you know the power of the wild! Taste your death! There is no honor in you.
You're gonna get caged!
You'll see my sonic fists.
Watch this! Money shot! Got caged!
Somersault! Easy operation. Control you! Kurumauka! Do not provoke a god! Prepare yourself, my fists bleed dead.
Go to hell! Now I'm pissed.
At least you are trying. Looking for something?
Where are your companions? No one can stop me. No one! Your life will be over soon.
You must earn your right to pass.
You're finished! Die! You face death like a warrior. Are you sure? You will die, mortal. You. Combat me, fool. Your death is required.
You will stop your attack on Earthrealm.
My fists call out for blood.
Consider your actions carefully.
The power of Satsui calls out for blood. Witness the power of Satsui! Victory means utter destruction!
Hopefully you enjoyed that animation, and if you did, super special thanks to Team Animation Rewind's Peter Coffey. I also want to give a huge thanks to the co-host Kumin, and special thanks to Kumin as well for helping out with the research in the script revisal, and also a huge thanks to your boy Mecha for the initial script drafting. I want to once again give a huge thanks to Kumin, previously known as Wii YouTuber, for being the driving force behind this episode. Without his talents and efforts, this episode wouldn't have been possible, so it's a huge thanks to him and everyone else for putting this video together. Thanks, and enjoy the post-analysis. And the winner is Team Street Fighter. We know it sounds crazy. How can a team that's all about hardcore violence and Elder God champions lose to a team of fighters that seemingly consists of cartoony PG-13 fun? Well, there's more to Team Street Fighter than meets the eye, and it is worth noting that this is not going to be an easy fight for either team, and many lives are going to be lost on both teams. But we shall explain why Team Street Fighter takes the win in a very hard-fought battle.
First and foremost, we need to start with finding out how powerful each individual character is. Let's start with Team Street Fighter. Each character on the Street Fighter roster would be at least Mach 2 speeds, with all of them being able to compare to base Ryu dodging bullets, and city level thanks to the bad ending of Street Fighter Alpha 3's arcade mode. When losing to M. Bison, we can see the character's energy being used to vaporize an entire city. Sure, this bad ending technically isn't canon to the Street Fighter universe, but it does show hypothetical scenarios of what could happen. Plus, as we stated, this is a composite Total War, so either way that checks out. Even without that ending considered, a good portion of these fighters have shown feats exceeding city level, such as E. Honda destroying a meteor after being thrown by Hakan, giving him continent level durability with at least Mach 2 speeds. There's also Ken and M. Bison, who after powering up can gain physical boosts. Ryu and Akuma both already exceed city level by a long shot in base forms, not counting their more powerful forms thanks to both fighting Azura.
As for Team Mortal Kombat, Scorpion in base form would be large building level and have Mach 2 speeds, to which most of Team Mortal Kombat would scale to, and in his Elder Gods champion form, he was able to defeat the Dragon King Onaga, who survived Raiden's suicide attack with ease. This would make Scorpion roughly town level. Most of Team Mortal Kombat would be able to scale to base Scorpion, being Sub-Zero, Mileena, Sonya Blade, Reptile, Goro, and Johnny Cage, with Raiden, Liu Kang, and Shao Kahn being able to excel well above that power, with Raiden and Liu Kang merging, becoming Fire God Liu Kang, and Shao Kahn becoming unrestricted.
So that makes Team Street Fighter mostly city level plus with some continent level characters, and Team Mortal Kombat mostly building level with a town level character. This should easily give Team Street Fighter the win, right? Well, while they do eventually win altogether, this does not make them automatically win, as the likes of Fire God Liu Kang and Shao Kahn can tear through the continent level minus tier Street Fighter characters with ease. But that won't stop Team Street Fighter from destroying most of Team Mortal Kombat in the process, whether it be the city/continent level fighters before being taken out by Fire God Liu Kang and Shao Kahn, or Ryu and Akuma themselves given the speed. What this means is that this battle ultimately comes down to Fire God Liu Kang and Shao Kahn versus Ryu and Akuma.
All four of them have shown planetary plus level feats. Shao Kahn has been shown to defeat Blaze, who can destroy realms with ease. Fire God Liu Kang is easily planetary level and shakes Raiden combined with insane firepower of Liu Kang. The problem for them is that planetary plus would be the peak of Kahn and Fire God Liu Kang's power. Ryu and Akuma composite can casually perform planetary level blows even in base form if they wanted to, and are able to excel that power in their more powerful forms, all thanks to the battle against Azura. From Azura's Wrath, that's right. And for those who don't know who this character is, Azura is an all-powerful elite demigod warrior who is able to do stuff like holding back the finger of a planet-sized Wizen, react to galaxies being thrown at him, and even defeat the creator of his own universe. Yes, you heard me correctly.
Sure, Ryu and Akuma weren't getting hit with galaxy-level strikes every time Azura landed a punch, but for how long they both individually lasted, it still far excels Fire God Liu Kang and Shao Kahn. Ryu lasted about 10 minutes with Azura after fighting him in base and evil form before getting kicked into another dimension, and that's not counting his Power of Nothingness form, which can surpass that level of power. And Akuma was able to fight Azura for 500 years straight to a standstill where they became stone. The fact that he was able to fight him for that long proves that Oni may be a galaxy level threat, but for the sake of fairness, we can keep him and Ryu at Multi-Planet Plus.
Now, there are some counterpoints people would likely bring up. The first being that unrestricted Shao Kahn and Fire God Liu Kang are immortal, and thus Ryu and Akuma would not be able to kill them. Well, you have to understand that immortality does not equal invulnerability or omnipotence. Immortality just means you are not susceptible to age and could not die from age or disease, but you are still susceptible to be killed with enough power, compared to invulnerability where you could not be harmed or killed by any means. Unrestricted Shao Kahn and Fire God Liu Kang are immortal but not unkillable. Another point people will bring up is that Shao Kahn could just take Ryu and Akuma's souls away, or that Scorpion can send Ryu and Akuma to the Netherrealm. Well, for starters, Scorpion would be lucky to even hurt Ryu and Akuma. He is just so much more slower and weaker than them that the thought of Scorpion being able to do that would be irrelevant.
As for Shao Kahn taking Ryu and Akuma's souls, that won't be happening either, because Ryu and Akuma both have shown to break free of Necalli trying to devour their souls, so the likes of Shao Kahn being able to do that is next to impossible. Plus, Ryu and Akuma are easily massively hypersonic plus in base form alone, which both Kahn and Kang can keep up with at burst, but their upgraded forms can make them reach FTL plus speeds and probably faster, so even if he could do so, good luck trying to catch them. So that makes Fire God Liu Kang and Shao Kahn both planetary plus at their peaks, while Ryu and Akuma are casually planetary plus level, with Akuma potentially reaching up to galaxy level in his Oni form.
Sure, Kang and Kahn may be smarter and more experienced than Ryu and Akuma, but the power level difference is so massive that it would hardly matter. To make a long story short, Ryu and Akuma take this fight simply thanks to their battle with Azura. Without Azura's Wrath, this might have been a different conversation. Keyword might, as Akuma has shown to destroy a meteor larger than Earth, as Shin Akuma, and as stated earlier, this battle is no curb stomp. Neither of them will go out without a fight, and many lives will be lost in the process, but eventually, after a long fought battle, Ryu and Akuma would prevail against Fire God Liu Kang, Shao Kahn, and the rest of Team Mortal Kombat, thus giving them the win, making the winner of this Rumble, Team Street Fighter. Now, of course, Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat aren't the only fighting games around, so if you want to see a fighting game free-for-all with the likes of Ryu, Scorpion, Jin Kazama, Terry Bogard, Akira, and more, all you have to do is like this video. For 10,000 likes, there will be a free-for-all. Don't forget to comment down your own ideas and stay tuned as the next fighters are going to be revealed. On the next episode of Rewind Rumble.
I think you picked a fight with the wrong girl.